Hi, this is Nishay Devno from Symposia, and this is an unscripted news release just off the press. We've heard from mutual friends that William Leonard Pickard, has been released on compassionate release from prison, where he was sentenced to 2 life sentences and has served 20 years, allegedly for creating 90% of the world's supply of LSD. And he's also the author of The Rose of Paracelsus, which Symposia is going to be doing a series on shortly. But a mutual friend has sent the order for release, which I'm going to briefly go over here. It includes the argument for why he should be released, along with the introductory context. So it says, Pickard argues that the court should reduce his sentence in light of his age, his deteriorating medical condition, the risk he faces from the COVID-19 virus, and the positive role he's played in writing about the fentanyl epidemic. And if you hadn't heard about that, he was warning about the role of fentanyl 20 years before it was known to be a problem in recent years. He had written papers on it. And he noted in this kind of request that he is 74 years of age, having served 20 years, and lays out some of the health conditions that he's facing. And then we hear from the judge that the larger context of Leonard's contributions were not sufficient to justify release. It says the court finds that such efforts do not justify release from the defendant's lawful sentence. And the judge even notes that there's some irony in trying to release him on the basis of positive drug information when he's in trouble for supposedly bad drug actions. The judge just says that the irony is plain, a little bit snarkily in my opinion, but he doesn't accept that rationale. And then it continues looking at the medical conditions. The court notes that it's understanding that there would be some deterioration of health in light of a life sentence, and that's expected, that people will become old if they're in jail for the rest of their lives. So the judge was not automatically convinced about that. And he said that the health concerns usually would be adequately controlled for in the prison environment, and the government was protesting against his release. However, in the final section, the judge notes that due to COVID-19 in particular, Pickard is placed at greater risk than the average inmate for suffering severe reactions to the virus. And the judge notes that, unfortunately, the optimistic portrayal of the prison's efforts to limit the spread of the virus has been overtaken by events, that there's been uncontrolled spread in the prisons. And as a result, the judge noted that the court concludes that a compassionate release would materially reduce his risk from substantial injury, and lays out a plan for releasing him and responds to the government's efforts. So it says the government argues that release is not appropriate because of his history of drug trafficking and the extent of his LSD manufacturing scheme. The judge notes that although Pickard's offenses were serious, having spent 2 decades in prison, he has already been seriously punished. And the government has not challenged the defendant's contention that at 74 years of age, he does not pose any significant risk to society, or that he is not engaged in substantial efforts at rehabilitation. It is accordingly ordered that defendant's motion for compassionate release is granted and his term of imprisonment is reduced to time served. So welcome out to the world, Leonard. I'm not sure if you know yet that this is going through, but hopefully by tomorrow he will be released from his double life sentence on compassionate release. So congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you.